Hey everybody, it's Charlie from Daily Motor, and today we've got the sound system demo on the 2023 Volkswagen Jetta and its 4-speaker bass audio system. This is going to be an in-depth review. We're going to take a look at how the infotainment system works, take a look at audio inputs, adjustments, controls, speaker locations, then we're going to head out on the highway and listen to these sample tracks at 70 miles per hour, and I'll give you my thoughts at the end. Now, if you don't care about any of that stuff at the beginning and you just want to hear the music, click ahead in the video. We've got chapters to get you right to the tunes. And I recommend listening with headphones so you can hear exactly what I hear in the driver's seat. Before we get started, let's hop out and take a look at it. It's not often that we get more bass trims of cars, and I quite appreciate getting this one. This is a sport model of the new Jetta, so it's essentially a base S with some appearance packaging. And despite it not being very flashy or very feature-filled, it's been pretty nice to have around and drive, including getting 50 miles per gallon on our fuel economy test. So if you do want to see more on the car, check the link in the description. We've got our DM review as well. Now, we always do these tests with lossless, uncompressed WAV files, but today we're playing them not on a USB stick, but out of our phone through CarPlay. For some reason, I plugged in my USB drive into the data ports here, and the drive came up, but it said that there were no playable files on the USB drive. Don't know why that is, but they should still be lossless and uncompressed here via Apple CarPlay. We also do the test with the sound settings set to their factory default. So let's take a look at those now. Very simple touchscreen infotainment here. We can go right to sound, and you see adjustments for treble, mid-range, and bass. Let's go through those. Decent amount of adjustability there. It's very easy to slide these around as well, or just simply tap on where you want them to be. Next to that, you've got a front, rear, left, right fader and balance, what they call sound focus, and that is it for audio adjustments. For audio controls in the Jetta, you have a nice volume knob here. It's within decent reach of the driver. Nice clicks on the knob. You also have, oh, what happened there? Why'd you stop? I guess when you turn it all the way down, it pauses the music. You also have volume on the left side of the wheel, nice clicky buttons on this Volkswagen, no haptic controls, thankfully. For track selection, you have a rotary knob here that you can use. You can use the touchscreen if you're in the proper menu, or you've got track right and left here on the opposite side of the steering wheel. For audio inputs in the Jetta, you have your standard AM, FM. Do you have Sirius XM? No Sirius XM satellite radio in this model. Bluetooth, wired Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, and Bluetooth support, as well as an SD card slot, something we don't see very often. What does that mean you're missing? Well, there's no USB-A ports, just these USB-Cs, no wireless Apple CarPlay or Android Auto, and as I said, no Sirius XM satellite radio. Speaker locations. As I said, this is a 4-speaker system. It should be nice and easy. Speaker there, 1. Speaker there, 2. Speakers in the doors, rear, 3 and 4. All right, that's going to wrap up this section. Let's hop out on the highway and see how these sound at 70 miles per hour. Yeah. Not fantastic. There were elements of that previous song, the Traveling Symphony, where I couldn't even hear elements of the music because it was just drowned out. The speakers were not capable of replicating all of the different instrumentation in that song. They just weren't. And fortunately, it's not coming through too harsh in here, but it's almost because the speakers are so weak that they can't really be that loud to begin with. So it's kind of hard to be harsh in your ears, but not really anything credible with this system. For this next song, just for kicks and giggles, we'll turn the bass all the way up, see how it sounds. Actually, not awful. Let's try turning it up more. Okay, you can hear how much everything's dropping out when it tries to hit bass. So, again, nothing really fantastic, but not getting real distorted, to be fair. Wrapping up my thoughts on the 4-speaker sound system here in the Volkswagen Jetta. I want to preface this before I get into my evaluation. I want to thank and point out that I appreciate and respect Volkswagen for giving us this car with only the 4-speaker sound system. It's very easy for a lot of brands to come in with their top tier Bose or Harman Kardon or whatever and yeah, get decent ratings, but it's because that's their top level trim. It's not necessarily what everyone is getting their hands on. So the fact that we actually get to evaluate the system in a base car like this, I appreciate. That being said, this is our first E-tier system. It's worse than average, so that would give it a D. But then it makes it to the point where you probably won't even want to listen to music a lot of times because it just doesn't sound good. There are D systems like that in our Ford Maverick where, yeah, it doesn't sound that great, there's not really any bass or anything, but it's still, you're fine listening to music. You can still turn it up and enjoy listening to your songs. It just doesn't sound that crisp. This doesn't sound good. I mean, there's elements of your music that you're totally missing in this sound system. So it's going to be an E. Fortunately, the infotainment system is very straightforward, easy to use. I appreciate all the physical controls. Having CarPlay is important. It's just, it's cheap. It's cheap. There's only 4 speakers. That's all you're going to get. If Volkswagen wanted to step up, put some tweeters in here, it could probably help it, but you're talking about cost at that point. So thank you all so much for watching. If you do want to see more on this ultimately pretty darn good for the price Jetta, check the link in the description, and we'll see you on the next one. I'm Charlie from DM Sound, and as always, drive on.